Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss the tuple data type. A tuple is an immutable and ordered collection of elements that can hold different data types. Characteristics of tuple: immutability. After a tuple is created, its element cannot be changed, add or remove. This immutability ensures that the data remain constant throughout the program. Ordered. Tuple maintain the order of element as they are defined. This means the first element has index 0, second element has index 1 and so on. Heterogeneous. A tuple can contain elements of different data types including integers, floats, string, list and even other tuples. Next is creating a tuple. Tuples are written with parentheses and elements separated with commas. For example, empty tuple, we write a variable of empty tuple. Equal to parentheses. This is empty tuple because there are no element inside the parentheses. Then we print empty tuple. We execute the code, then empty tuple is printed. We check the type by using type function. Tuple will display. Next is tuple with one element. We write a variable single element tuple equal to 4 comma. When creating a tuple with only one element, you must add comma after the element. You check the type of this tuple. We execute the code, tuple is printed. If we don't write comma at the end, then Python will think it's just a normal number. Integer is printed. If we add comma, then tuple is printed. Next is nested tuple. We write a variable of nested tuple. Equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 4 comma 5 comma 6. Nested tuple means tuple inside another tuple. Then we print nested tuple. We execute the code, nested tuple is printed. index, the first element peach is printed. We write 2, then in 2 index, third element apple is printed. Using negative indexing. In negative indexing, last element has an index -1, second last element has an index -2, and so on. It moves from right to left. For instance, we write variable my tuple peach, comma date, comma apple. Then we print my tuple and it index -1. We execute the code. Then in -1 position, last element is printed. If we write -2, then in -2 index, second last element date is printed. Next is slicing. Slicing means extract a portion of a tuple without changing the original one. The basic syntax of slicing is tuple start colon stop colon step. Start means the index where slicing begins. Stop means the index where slicing ends, and step decide how many elements to skip. The first is creating a tuple. We create a tuple tuple equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Simple slicing. Print my tuple and it's slicing 1 colon 4. It starts from 1 index and stop at the 4 index. We execute the code, then 20, 30 and 40 is printed. Last index not include. Next is slicing from the start. Print my tuple colon 3. In this slicing, it starts from the 0 index and end at the 3 index. We execute the code, then 10, 20 and 30 is included. Last index not included in slicing. Next is slicing till the end. Print my tuple colon 2 colon. It starts from the 2 index and stop at the end. We execute the code, then 30 till 60 is printed. Next is step slicing. my tuple double colon 2. It means it take every second element from the tuple. Like it take first element 10 and skip one element 20, and take one element 30 and skip one element 40, and take 50 and skip 60. We execute the code, then 10, 30 and 50 is printed. Next is negative slicing. Print my tuple double colon -1. Negative slicing mean reverse the tuple. It moves backward and it starts from last element and move from the first element. We run this code, then the result is reverse tuple 60, 50, 40, 30, 20 and 1. Next is tuple operations. Tuple support operations like concatenation, repetition and membership testing. Concatenation. Concatenation means joining two or more tuple together to create a new tuple. You can do this by using plus operator. For example, we write two variables. The first is tuple1 equal to 1, 2, 3, and the second is tuple2 equal to 4, 5, 6. Then we write a variable of new tuple equal to tuple1 plus tuple2. This operator concatenate tuple1 and tuple2. Then we print new tuple we execute the code, then new tuple is printed. Next is repetition. Repetition means repeating the element of a tuple multiple times by using a asterisk operator. For example, we write variable of my tuple equal to 1, 2, 3. Then we write repeated tuple equal to my tuple asterisk 3. This operator repeats the element multiple times. Then print repeated tuple we execute the code. My tuple is repeated 3 times. Membership testing. The membership testing help us check a value exists in a tuple or not. If the value is found in the tuple, it returns true. If the value is not found in the tuple, it returns false. For example, we write a variable of tuple1 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then We check the integer 1 in tuple 1. If we run this code, the result is true. We write 5, then result is false. 5 integer 5 is not present in tuple 1. Next is tuple methods. Tuple are immutable, which means they cannot change after creation. They have only two built-in methods. The first is count method. This method is used to count how many times a value appear in the tuple. We write a variable of my tuple equal to 10, 20, 10, 30, 10. Print my tuple dot count 10. We execute the code. Here 10 is appear 3 times in this tuple, so the result is 3. Next is index method. The index method help us find the position of a value inside a tuple. We take a tuple with some integer. Print my tuple dot index 30. We want to know the position of integer 30 in this tuple. We execute the code. The integer 30 appear at 2 position, so the result is 2. Next is tuple packing and unpacking. Tuple packing. Tuple packing means assigning multiple values to a single variable. For example, we take t variable equal to 1, 2, 3. No need for parentheses. We are packing 3 values into a one tuple variable. Then we print t we execute the code. The output shows a tuple with parentheses. Next is unpacking. Unpacking means extracting value from a tuple and assigning them to multiple variables. Such as we write 3 variables a, b, c equal to t. In t variable we have 1, 2, 3. Then we print a, b, c. We execute the code. A variable will assign 1, b variable will assign 2, and c variable will assign 3. Next is nested tuple. Nested tuple is a tuple that contain other tuple list or dictionary inside it. Such as we create a variable nested tuple equal to 1, 2, 3, create a variable of nested tuple with three elements. The first element is 1, that is integer, and second element is 2 3, that is tuple, and third element is 4 5 6, which is list. Then we print nested tuple and it index 1. This means we are accessing the second element index 1, which is the tuple. Then we execute the code, tuple is printed. We write 2 into 1. 2 is third element, which is list, and 1 is taking the element at index 1 from the list. In this list, one index is 5. So we execute the code, 5 is printed. Next is converting tuple into a list. We convert tuple into a list. Suppose we have a tuple t equal to 1 2 3. We convert it into a list by using list function. We write a variable lst equal to list t. Then we print lst. We execute the code. Then this tuple is converted into a list. Next is converting list into a tuple. We write a variable of list lst equal to 1 2 3. We convert it into a tuple by using tuple function. We write variable new tuple equal to tuple lst. Print new tuple. We execute the code. Then this